Well, Monaco is certainly a dangerous circuit with 2 drivers being killed and numerous spectacular accidents over the 44 years the race has been run. And the exit of the tunnel where Carl Wendlinger crashed has previously claimed to life, and that was back in 1952. But the risks of Monaco will always be there. In fact, 3 times world champion Nelson Piquet compared the circuit to riding a bicycle around in the kitchen, while Mika Häkkinen, who lives in Monaco, says the rules are simple. Get it right every time, no mistakes. And FIA President Max Mosley won't cancel the race if Carl Wendlinger dies. He says that's the responsibility of the race director, not the FIA. Well, the world's press have been openly criticising the FIA for worrying more about the money involved from the sponsors and the drivers' lives. But ESPN's Derek Daly and Marty Reid have no hesitation in pointing the finger of blame. They look at the safety rules of the Indy cars and question how an Indy car can hit a concrete wall at speeds of well over 200 miles an hour, yet have those drivers walk away unhurt.
We all got the press release from the FIA yesterday talking about the changes they now make within F1. We're going to slow the cars down in the pit lane. We're going to do everything we can to make these cars and racing safer. Nothing at all mentioned about tire barriers.
Right.
They are the cheapest, most efficient energy absorbers for high-speed racing cars. It is a disgrace that Piquet crashed there a couple of years ago. Berger was almost killed there. They have had so many warnings. It is a disgrace that there was no tire barriers there or on all high-speed corners.
One thing stands out in my mind. We've taken these vehicles and we took away the active suspension because they want to make it a driver series, they want to reduce the cost. But you've taken a device that made 3,000 adjustments every second, and you've shoved that back into the driver's head, and you haven't slowed the cars down. And the cars themselves, which one do you think's safer? You've driven both, an Indy car or Formula One car. I think I know the answer.
How many Indy cars have we seen hit concrete walls at much higher speeds than Senna, and the driver walks away? Michael Andretti stated his biggest fear in a crash was his shoulders, neck and head were so exposed in a Formula One car. Do you know why that is? Because the regulation states the cockpit has to be a certain opening. To make it big enough, you go down in the cockpit where it's wide. That is something they need to look at. Let's hope, Bob, they learn the lessons. It's a very difficult, hard way to learn, but let's hope and pray they learn some lessons from this tragedy.
Well, the Indy car certainly has a very tight cockpit when compared to a Formula One car. Is this the extra safety feature that protects the head and shoulders of drivers in Indy cars? Well, of course, this isn't going to make things safer when a tyre bounces off a concrete wall.